So welcome to my etymology video of UK and English place names part 4. We've done part 3, we're going to do part 4 now. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about Wick because it's such a common particle in English place names. Norwich, Berwick, Wick meant like a market or a forum. So it was like a settlement where you could specifically go and buy certain things. So it could be anything from a market to a farm to a dairy. Okay, so a populated place. A bit like a forum. So you got Norwich, which would mean North Market. Berwick, meaning barley market. First particle coming from Old English bear, which meant barley. So it's a barley market, a place where you could buy barley, and lots of people ate barley in those days pretty much exclusively, I would have thought. And let's talk about cheese. Chiswick, cheese market. Keswick, cheese market. Yeah, it comes from the Old English kes, or it could have been pronounced cheese. I'm not sure because I am not a Saxon, but it could have been pronounced either way. If anybody knows, maybe something about the phoneme ch, and maybe when it became k, or yeah, anything there, then let me know. And we can talk about goats as well. Famous airport Gatwick was once clearly on the site of a goat market. Continuing with food, Ramsa used to mean garlic, and you can see that in Ramsbottom and Ramsey. As we've seen in another video, the final particle in Ramsey, E, means island or patch of raised land. So the chances are in those days people wanted to distinguish that particular patch of raised land as an island that had garlic on it. Ramsbottom meant, it probably means something like low, deep valley that had garlic in it. And it's quite nice because it kind of paints a picture that these Old English people in their rags and leather shoes were walking around, really thinking about how to make their dinner taste nice. So Minster is another one. Minster is everywhere. Kidderminster, Buckminster, Westminster, Upminster. It was basically where all of the religious clergymen were kind of hanging out together. Westminster, shout out to my clergy in the West. Upminster, shout out to my religious people on the high ground. Up, right? It was pretty basic in those days. The Minster's up on that hill, yeah? But that's one really nice thing actually about Old English. Sometimes you find that the original meaning is actually really crude and basic, but it does the job. Kidderminster was the monastery belonging to a guy called Kidder, and Axminster is a church by the River Axe. Going back to some really beautiful Old English terms, burn meant brook. So Burnley and Blackburn, Blackburn, the black brook, dark and mysterious or dangerous, Blackburn. Ack meant oak, as seen in Acton or Accrington. Tin was town, so town of oaks. And then you've got ash. So ash as in ash trees. So Ashby, for example. B meant small farm, so ash. So it was basically a small farm which had lots of ash trees in it, not ashtrays. Ashton under line. This is quite an interesting one. So Ashton, yeah, as I said, town with ashes in it. But underline. The underline bit is actually really contentious. There's no agreed etymology for underline. There's a few theories. So underline might be a sort of evolution of lime, because they think that an ancient forest of lime used to sit basically by this Ashton. I don't know what a forest of lime is. There certainly wouldn't have been any citrus fruits growing around there at the time. So this is Lyme. If anybody knows, then let me know. What's a forest of lime? But the other theory is Ashton under line, which is what it is called. The line part refers to the boundary between Lancashire and Cheshire. So yeah, I kind of like that underneath the line that we have drawn to show where our neighbour's boundary is, or where our enemy's boundary is. Whatever they meant by it, I like that version.